So we all know that streaming sucks alone by itself, and indie artists and their teams need enough revenue streams to stay afloat. So streaming, it won't cut it if you're seasoned, right? And t-shirts are always a given when it comes to merch, and we know we can make money off t-shirts, but you need a fan base that's going to be ready to buy if you're a new artist trying to get more revenue streams. So the problem is this ain't easy. We know it, right? Which makes you feel like, man, why even try this in the first place? But all you really need is some really creative ideas and strategy to execute these ideas. Today, I got you covered on the ideas. So let's hop into today's episode of the Music Money Makeover Show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover Show. My name is Casey Graham. Let's hop in. So number one is streaming releases. Even though this isn't a creative strategy to take the album and turn it into a money maker, I find that a lot of people have the issues of receiving all the funds from the album, which is why I created my course, a 60-day record label you see on the right-hand side. But a lot of you all just collect your sound recording revenue, and many leave the performance revenue on the table. So let's say you'll sign up for your BMI or ASCAP account or CSAC or GMR or whatever have you, PRS or whatever, right? AMCOS or whatever. But you'll sign up for them, and then you won't register the records, which is a big problem. And then if you don't register records there, I know you're not getting your mechanical royalty revenue from the other places. So if you can get all of this together, then this will make for a successful, how do we say, cash flow stream for you, if you will. All right. So you don't want to leave this money on the table. And I know it's pennies, but don't leave it on the table because it'll add up later in the background while we're investigating our other options to make this album a money maker. Now, pay what you want. Proud to pay, name your price. I love this. This has kind of been in the works for at least, I say, a good 15 years, starting with Bandcamp, maybe 20 years almost. Set your minimum threshold and let the fans take care of the rest. This will allow you to increase your cash flow with the true fans, and it also allows you to see how close you are to the 1,000 true fans metric, okay? So this alone will allow a lot of people to make money on their albums. The problem with this is everybody doesn't have a fan base, and fan bases are the ones who will consistently pay what they want for your project. Let's keep going, but you need to keep this one in mind right here. Now, vinyl, CDs, and cassette tapes. We're strictly talking about the album. We got to get the music itself sold. So take your pick, though I wouldn't sell any of these until I know I have a fan base that will purchase the actual product. These can yield you a profit margin of 20% or more, so it's not bad, especially if you're doing it yourself. All right, so don't rule out these. It's just that, again, I wouldn't sell these if I didn't have the fan base. But if you got the fan base and they're willing to purchase this or some type of physical music or something from you, do it. Put it at your merch table. T-shirts, hoodies, or sweatshirts are classic merch items. These classic merch items never go out of style and people always want them. Just remember that your logo design must be dope for people to buy and feel like they're cool wearing it. Not only that, you'll need some sort of base to sell a lot of these. The merch should make them want to wear it over another brand they could buy in the store. And that's kind of the metric that you need to go off on when you're creating your hoodies or sweatshirts. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tidbit of information here. If it's your first run and you're screen printing, only do one color to save yourself the headache in the cost. You get what I'm saying? Only start with one color and then eventually move yourself up to 2 and then 3 colors as it gets more costly as you go. All right, now, framed handwritten lyric sheets. All right, this is something that I've seen from an artist recently, but I always knew it existed. It's just that many people don't do it. Fans never know if the lyrics are handwritten in time or pre-written. It's the fact that you wrote it that matters. So put some scribbles on there, like scribble out some words and stuff, add some coffee stains and scratch out some stuff to make it look real. This is a hot $100 to $1,000 if you're in the 100K follower club and up. Because if you're lower than that, people probably won't care about it. It won't look cool hung on the wall or something like that. So it's not really gonna matter until later. So print on demand posters. This is something I like that a lot of people miss. This is an inexpensive item that sells as long as the poster is dope, okay? So what can happen is they just hit the checkout process, the printers print it, it gets shipped to them. You don't even have to handle the shipping. It's a item that really many people you won't have to worry about returns with. So it can make a lot of money quickly for you. Now, of course, it won't be signed by you. As so long as you create a dope photo shoot and you take a dope photo, or you get a dope artist to create a poster of you and you have them for sale, like, I think this would be a great revenue source for you to move that album. You get what I'm saying? Or you do a photo shoot for the album and then you move it with these posters. Now, in-studio virtual live masterclasses and Q&A. You can explain how you made the album, fly in your producers and engineers, or have them video call in to give the fans an immersive experience of what it took to make the album. You can have the fans ask questions, and then in turn, check this out. You can resell them the masterclass at a premium for those who didn't actually pay the ticket to be on there. Or you can break it up, and then you could take what you did on that call or in the in-studio session, and you film that in-studio session, and you just resell it as an actual masterclass for those to actually take, right? And so for each album, you could have an actual course, and it will explain how you made this, that, and the third, right? If you don't have to give all your secret sauce away on everything, but on certain things you can, and you can break it down, and this will be a revenue source and stream that can always be available, especially for new artists, writers, and producers on the come up that want to learn how to actually produce great records. They can learn from you. So the in-studio masterclass will only be able to host a few students. However, you can resell the footage as a course to add more cash flow to your monthly revenue. All right. And we're only talking about how to pull as much cash as possible out of the album. In-person meet and greets. This is kind of a little bit off of the album a little bit, but meet and greets are done after concerts or before them, but you can remove the concert aspect to have a longer session with your fans, which I think is dope. It's kind of what content creators do when they do their meet and greets, right? You are technically the same thing, but you have the added talent to be a musician right on top. But you can do your meet and greets with fans without the music being there. You get what I'm saying? And you can charge a premium for that. So, and this can happen during your album cycle when the promotion is high. A book version of the album would be very dope. The book would contain stories of why and how you made the album or each song, lyric sheets and never before seen photos. An ebook version distributed to Audible and Amazon would make it even more inexpensive, right, for you, right? And you could get a college journalist to write the story format for you. So it's all on how creative you want to be with drawing all of the possible revenue out of this album. Now, some of these clearly wouldn't work with new artists, right? Yeah, but you got to start somewhere. I would suggest streaming and print on demand posters and shirts, and then I would move on to the more expansive options. But I'd need a real team to do this, right? True indeed, but what you really need is thorough planning. That's what you really need right here. So when should I try to do some of the more advanced ones? You'll know when your fan base starts to care based on how involved you are with them. Sometimes it is a feeling of knowing they are ready. But if we do all of this stuff and we want to make all of this money, then we're going to need the company foundation to support all of that. Which is why if you're an artist, a producer, a songwriter, or just a new music exec who wants to build that record label and publishing company that you need to support all the stuff that we talked about today in 60 days or less without searching all over the internet for the how-tos and the articles that you need to get this done properly, I got you covered with something I built called the 60-Day Record Label Course. And what we're going to do with you on this is build a strong company LLC foundation for your career to exist upon. And you'll learn how to play the game via contract so you don't get got out here in these streets. And then ultimately, we will collect your international and your domestic publishing and record royalties right into your very own company for you, yourself, to own and have forever, right? Without the middleman taking 15%. All the stuff you see on the right-hand side, right down below this description is included. You can click the link below to get started today beneath the video. Now, if this is your first time watching the show, grab the free stuff below, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. But implementing these at the right time will yield you a lot of cash, empower your team, and allow you to do it all over again. And then you'll get better at it, right? Which is very cool. But implementing these at the wrong time, I'm meaning like time in your career, will cause you to lose a lot of time, cash, energy, and team members. So if you have no fans, stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. Word to TLC. If nobody wants half of this stuff from you, it's because your audience isn't big enough, or you need to engage with your audience quite a bit more. So don't jump the gun on some of these big items. Go to the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, the hoodies, the posters, and stay very simple and lean before you expand to other stuff so you can implement this stuff at the right time. All right, music money makers, clearly we've been suffering from some limited income streams and feeling undervalued in this music industry. The uncertainty about how you were going to monetize your albums has also been a problem, but hopefully throughout this whole video, you gain some tidbits to increase those revenue streams for you as an artist and your team. So music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label, download the free stuff below, book a call there on musicmoneymakeover.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.